Studies show that thousands of people are flooding to the Philadelphia suburbs. So in this video, we're going to go over some tips and general things that you need to know before moving to the Philly suburbs. Cory Benhardt here, your Philly Burbs Realtor with Keller Williams. All right, let's get to it. So when it comes to taxes, Pennsylvania as a whole has a lower sales tax than the average throughout the United States. The one thing that's very unique about Pennsylvania's taxes, it's one of the few states that you don't pay sales tax on everything. For example, some things in Pennsylvania that you don't pay sales tax on are amusement parks, when you pay for parking, clothing, food. So with a sales tax of 6% in all of Pennsylvania, keep in mind that in the two major cities, in Philadelphia, there's an additional 2% and an additional 1% in Pittsburgh on top of the 6% state sales tax. But although Pennsylvania's sales tax is lower than the average throughout the US, their property taxes are sort of on the high end depending on which area in Pennsylvania you decide to buy. So when you're thinking about moving to Pennsylvania, make sure that you ask your real estate agent which areas have higher property taxes, because it does depend on very specific location. So according to Wallet Hub, Pennsylvania is actually number 11 on the list of states with the worst property taxes. Next, we have to talk about schools. And by state, Pennsylvania ranks overall 37th in education. So it's not great. So typically I would recommend to check on greatschools.org, and I'll include the link below. So a couple of other schooling options: private school, homeschooling, and there's multiple Montessoris as well. So you can check out all of the options for the specific areas that you're looking into moving to. All right, so next up, I want to talk about the weather in PA. Pennsylvania is one of the few states that actually has all 4 seasons. And that's a huge plus for a lot of people, so that you're not just cold all the time or you're not just hot all the time. In PA, we get to experience all of them, from clear blue, beautiful skies and 70 to 95 and humid to below 0 sometimes in the winters. But to learn more about the weather in PA, check out usclimatedata.com. My personal favorite part about experiencing all 4 seasons is that you also have access to plenty of outdoor activities all throughout the year. So in the winter, if you ski, snowboard, or like to go tubing, that's an option. Or in the summer, you could swim, go fishing, hiking, running. So a question that I get constantly is, PA is a huge state. Where do I move? So if you know specifically where you want to move, I would suggest reaching out to a local realtor in that area. And if you just aren't sure where in Pennsylvania that you want to move to and just need a good realtor, any area of Pennsylvania, definitely reach out. I can definitely get you connected to some of the best realtors in all of Pennsylvania, no matter what area you're thinking about moving to. Okay, so the next thing that we have to talk about is the culture in Pennsylvania, specifically Philadelphia and the Philadelphia suburbs. I'm born and raised right outside of Philadelphia, so I may be a little biased, but people in Pennsylvania are typically welcoming and kind and always happy to help. So if you plan on moving here, be nice, be kind, be friendly with your neighbor, because you'll see that almost everybody is very neighborly and very kind to each other. So one thing about most of PA, we love our sports. Most of Pennsylvania is a die-hard sports fan. So if you like sports, chances are you'll fit right in. And when I say die-hard sports fans, I really mean it. We are definitely passionate about our sports. So the next thing about Pennsylvania culture, specifically Philadelphia and Philadelphia suburbs, that I have to talk about is the way that we pronounce things. First up, we have Schuylkill, Saucon Valley, or Sycon if you're not from here. So depending on where in PA you're moving to, you might hear people say crick instead of a creek. So this one might be funny for me to say because I actually can't pronounce it the same as everyone else around the country says it, is water. So water is water, H2O. So if you see a sign or something that is phonetically pronounced a certain way, but you're hearing people say it a different way. So I know it's kind of weird, just go with it. People just say things weird here, but overall just enjoy the culture. It's just a part of Pennsylvania, and you'll just learn to go with it. Okay, so really don't come to Pennsylvania and talk about how great your other state was or how much cheaper or more expensive it is in Pennsylvania than your old state. Nobody in Pennsylvania really wants to hear about that. That's definitely one way to not be neighborly and nice and kind. So leave your old state in your old state, come to Pennsylvania, keep an open mind, be ready for all 4 seasons, for everyone to typically be very kind and welcoming. Be ready to be surrounded by die-hard sports fans. All right, so there you go. There are some things that you need to know before you move to PA, but specifically the Philadelphia suburbs. So check out a lot of the other videos that I have, this one or this one. If you have any questions about the Philadelphia suburbs or really anywhere in Pennsylvania, definitely reach out. I would love to be a real estate resource of choice. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.